specialist today.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try our bagel sandwiches. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Local 3's news and weather apps take us with you everywhere.
You know, we have had an awful lot of rain the month of May. I don't need to tell you that. We all are very aware of it. And there's no part probably of your yard and your lawn that hasn't seen the effects of it. And if you have a septic system, that might be the case for you as well. So lucky for us, John Bartlett is back on the show. He has Chatta Rooter. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us back.
So I'm glad to have you back. I know you want to talk about maintenance and the importance of that. Most people with a septic system should be aware of that, but I launched with the rain. Has that been an issue for people?
It is a big issue for folks. The more saturated the ground gets, the less it evaporates. So the rain does a lot of damage to, not really damage, but it does complicate the function of a field line system. What we see most with the rain really is the gutters. You know, people don't know that they just can't have gutters pouring out onto your septic tank.
Oh.
So rainwater infiltration is a big thing with septic.
So I'll pause you there for a second, because I know we're going to kind of wind around a lot of different topics, I hope, as we are talking with things this morning. We'll start with the maintenance, but if you're looking to do a new septic system at your house, we'll talk about some innovative technologies that might surprise you that John can do at your property. But on the maintenance side of it, am I right that you need to just do the maintenance every 3 to 5 years?
Every 3 to 5 years. There's not a additive that you can put in that tank to substitute pumping. And that's a big no-no of septic is there are certain septic systems you don't even really want to put an additive in. Our biggest suggestion is to have it pumped every 3 to 5 years, just like the EPA recommends. When we pump a septic tank, we're actually removing the bottom layer of the tank. A septic tank has 3 layers in it. Everything on top is new, it's breaking down. We pump one out to remove everything that is broke down, settled to the bottom, and is building up.
So does that mean when you say every 3 to 5 years, if you maybe are in the process of purchasing a home that has a septic tank, and the homeowner, the seller, cannot let you know when the last time was that tank was cleaned or flushed or whatever the term is, should they make sure that that's part of the deal before they purchase?
They should absolutely have the tank serviced. When you service a tank, you can see everything that's going on in it. You know, when you're actually pumping the tank, servicing it, inspecting it all at the same time. You're checking to make sure your baffles are there. You're doing a water run test to make sure that the field lines are taking water correctly. So purchasing a house, it's really important to do an in-depth septic inspection. That requires digging it up, pumping it out, servicing it, and doing a water time test.
Do most houses that have a septic system just have one? So
there are cases that homes have 2 different septic tanks. Absolutely, that's a good question. The longer span of a house it's harder to get plumbing from one end of the house to the other. So it is absolutely possible to have 2 tanks.
Okay, you mentioned the gutter runoff. So where that septic system is placed is really important, right? You don't want it to be too close to your house, so if you're looking to add on to your home, you've got to take that into mind?
Absolutely. So a lot of mistakes, water runoff with the gutters. We always really want to get the water away from the septic system with a gutter drain. We can't just have endless water pour onto a septic system, because this works on evaporation. A good water plant usage plan needs to be in place. With a septic system, you can't just run all the water that you want. If the ground is saturated, your plumbing is not going to work.
Right.
So in the rain, that's where we do see a lot of problems, is the gutters will be bleeding off into the septic tank. And there are good solutions for that, from curtain drains to, just gutter drains that run away from the septic system.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy fix.
Pretty is.
Now, what about preventive measures to take? I know you wanted to let people know things that are no-nos. Do not put this into a septic system.
Yes, ma'am. Kitty litter. People will just scoop right out of the kitty litter box and flush it down. Well, that kitty litter doesn't break down. So at the end of the cycle, you basically have a tank full of asphalt.
Oh, gosh.
Baby wipes. Baby wipes, they say that you can flush them. But what happens is they go to the tank, they tie themselves in a knot, and it's like trying to pump a mattress out of the tank.
Wow.
Anything not biodegradable really needs to be thrown in the trash. If you take care of your tank, pump it regularly, you won't have a problem.
But you are at some point, in all likelihood, going to have a problem, and when it happens, it's an emergency in your world. Y'all get emergency calls?
That is really what we specialize in. Oh my Lord, make it go away. It is so important to maintenance your septic tank to avoid these situations.
Yeah.
After you are in that situation, pumping it's not going to fix it. You know, you pump a tank to keep from having these problems. But if you have these problems, we'll be right there for them.
Okay, so you're saying that you show up, you evaluate what the emergency is, you stop it, fix it, and then you still have to pump it after that?
Yes, ma'am. A septic tank stays full all the time. That's the biggest misconception about it, is that, oh, my septic tank's full. Well, after you pump a septic tank, it'll be full again within a week. You know, the average family uses 4,000 gallons of water a month, 1,000-gallon septic tank. You pump it out, it'll be full again within a week, dosing the field lines. So if your field lines aren't dosing and it's coming back into the house, you know, pumping a septic tank is going to give you a reservoir and give you time to figure something out.
Okay.
But we can make it go away and give you a solution to get you back on track.
So I told you before we began talking that I don't pretend to know much about this topic, but I was asking you about land that doesn't perk. And I said that would be a no-no, then you can't build on it. And you said, yeah, kind of, but tell me about that system you have that will allow that.
Engineered systems help us put plumbing in places that won't perk or evaporate. We can put mound systems in, and engineered systems has been a great solution to be able to build on previously non-buildable property. It takes an engineer to design it. After it's designed, we can install it. And so there are absolute ways around the non-perk.
And as I show people your contact information, brag on yourself. I know you're a humble guy, but you're one of the few in the area that knows how to do that, right?
Yes, ma'am. So we don't do perk. That takes a soil scientist.
Okay. But the installation
the installation of the engineered systems, we're good at that. That's what we do. There's a lot of different reasons to have an engineered system, all the way from putting a bigger home on a smaller lot to the lot not perking itself. And both of those situations have a different engineered system for them. But yeah, if folks are interested in that, we've got a solution.
Well, let me quit talking to you so that those homeowners can. Is that fair? Here's how you'll find them. It's chattarooter.com is the website. 509-9748 is the phone number. They're right here in Chattanooga, but my goodness, you'll see their truck going all over the viewing area, helping people when the need arises. Good to see you, John.
Thank you.
If you've been in an accident with any of these types of vehicles, the time to act is now. Wedemark Keith has been holding truck drivers and their insurance companies accountable for years. It's more to us. It's personal.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy two, you get two free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two Get Two free sale ends soon.
That's a great deal.